Good morning. I figured I'd start my day with you guys. I always get questions about what's my life like? Boring. That's my life. So every morning, what I do, give me 1 second. Every morning, what I do, I convince myself to get out of bed. And then I'm like, how do I have to get out of bed? Hold on, guys. I'm going to put my laptop on this crazy shit. All right. So then, usually by now, my friend would have texted me, be a responsible adult, take your fucking medicine, which I finally got more of this. So, I have issues with my thyroid. So I gotta take medicine. Well, supplements. Everything I take is as natural as I could possibly get it. This olive leaf extract. Then I take grapefruit seed extract. I have a tooth issue. Then I take my thyroid stuff. And then I gulp it down. This is all exciting stuff. So I take all of this and I just now that I've done that, put this in the corner. I then go ahead and turn around and I walk to this mofo right here. Turn you on. Hold on, guys. I've kind of created an addiction to caffeine. Kind of bias. It's a legit addiction to caffeine. Hold on, let me just get my coffee. So, give me 1 second. Oh, I'm going to try something new with you guys today. Oh, wait. My coffee is already right here. So this is the coffee that I didn't buy. God delivered it to my door. If you didn't hear the story about that, it was not intentional. It was not intentional. I swear, 3 months this package was sitting before I finally was like, we got to get real with ourselves, guys. You're not taking this back anywhere. Let's not waste the coffee that the universe has magically brought to our doorstep. So I smash it down. And then what I do, I stick it right there so you could see the actual process. Now it's ready. So then it starts going. While it's doing that, I thought I was all out. Not all out. Okay. Heaven forbid I do a regular size cup of coffee. Doop. I love you. I talk to the coffee. I love you. Do good by me, please. Don't make me feel sick. Just get in my belly. And as it thinks about the request that I just said, I go ahead and steam my milk. And as it steams, I talk to the milk too. That's right. Get really pretty. Get frothy. There you go. real hot and saucy. There you go. Round and round. Don't worry, coffee. I haven't forgotten about you. We're just giving you time to yourself. You have not been forgotten. And at this point, I set the cup down and then I talk to both. Now you guys have to get along, okay? Go ahead and get along. You're both very much loved. And then I go back and I say, the journey of the soul is reunification. Let us reunify you. At which point, I turn this off and I'm like, hola, let me taste you. I'd say reunification is sweet. Hold on, guys. So, it's at this point, I'm like, oh, wait. Today is a new day. We're going to try some new shit. All right, I'm going to put a little cocoa, nut oil. This right here. Collagen peptides. Man, I hope this does not upset my stomach. This is a new one. I love this brand. My kids love this brand. They baby-proofed it. I don't know why you guys got to do that. I mean, does this come with a, oh, it comes with a scooper. You can allegedly pour this in your coffee. Notice how I said allegedly. Okay. You're destroying my froth. Why would you do that? You've destroyed my froth. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're going to make this up to you. I destroyed my froth. What the heck, man? I'm just going to stir this up. Stir it up. I'm live, boo. I'm live. Start my day with these people. You said what? I'm trying the new collagen peptide so I can look younger, be more supple for you. You look good already. It's good. It'll work. It'll work. So now, what I do, I grab all my shit like a sour motherfucker. I'm really live. And I start walking. I don't know why the fuck I gotta be up this early in the fucking morning. Ain't nobody else up this early. My kids don't even go to regular school. I don't know why I'm awake right now. And then I enter my craft room. Okay, where I've started getting back to work. There you go. Don't mind the mess of whatever the hell I'm doing. So, just, have a seat right there, everybody. And then I sit here and I'm like, it really should work. Look at all this. It really should work. And then I sip the coffee. It's not work. You love what you do. That's how my day goes. That's how my day goes. Well, at least the first half. This is my first time trying the peptide. I didn't even comb my hair. I got out of bed and I was like, let me just go live. This is my first time trying it. I'm not really taking it for the hair and the skin. I'm taking it because I do believe I have Ehlers-Danlos. I have really bendy joints, like super bendy. And I was figuring I would get my joints healthy again. as though they've ever been healthy. That's the thing. They've never been healthy. So let's see if we can get it healthy. But anyways, you guys, I am back to my sword making game. I thank God for people being so patient with my ass, because the swords are now being made again. And this is a patented design. So we got the side swag. I have to just attach the feather. But yeah. Do I ever sleep? What the hell is sleep? That sounds very human. Did someone ask, do you ever sleep? Do I even sleep? Girl, you a mama too. The moment I sleep, one of the kids punches me in the face, is how that goes. I made myself a new sword. Look at how she shines. Look at that. This one. See this little fire right here? This is a resin. This actually isn't a stone. It's a resin, but it's hard like a stone. And one of the most potent properties of this resin right here is to exorcise negative spirits. I was like, you're a pretty exorcist sword. And I have a whole bunch in the back, just in case you know. So I made myself a new sword. It's not amber. Amber does not do exorcisms. Black amber, which is actually a coal, a jet, not an actual amber. That one, I'll show you guys what that is. Oh my God, my knee. Okay. This right here. This is black amber. It looks like caca. It does look like caca. This one, I cleaned it up, but it looks like caca. And this one can remove hooks and cords during a psychic attack and protect you during a psychic attack. That's one of the metaphysical properties. It's one of my most favorite stones. You guys, I have to show you this one. This one is for a dear friend. Just look at this. Ooh, look at how it responds to the light. Okay, and Darren. So this one actually has a massive, massive crystal window embedded in the selenite. Gorgeous. I need to send this out to her. I don't know why I still have it, to be honest. We have Moldavite fire coming from dragon's blood. I'm just saying. This is freaking badassery if you've ever wondered what badassery looks like. And then you have a mix of stones at the bottom that are equivalent to the fire of a phoenix. I'm just saying. We got dragon fire, dragon's blood. We got alien up in there for the Moldavite. And then we're bringing the phoenix all up in. Actually, I need to put some phoenix stuff up on this. But anyways, I got new cards yesterday. Is it your favorite? I have a Moldavite, a personal Moldavite. Carrie, I gotta show you this. Carrie. Okay, so this will be up on my website soon. First, here's my Moldavite. I can't hold it too long. It makes me a little bit cray-cray. And if you already know me, you know a little bit more cray than what I'm normally operating on that's too much cray. Too much cray. Carrie. You see what this says? 1 second. Oh. This is where you put, there's, hold on, before I start dumping shit out. There's holes in it to stick, to put your stick incense, and you could put charcoal disc in there and burn incense. And there's holes in the back for the incense to escape. And it's heavy. Like, I'm talking about if someone attacked me in my craft room, I would go for this and I would bung you with it. And then you would learn. Don't be attacking people. It's not spiritual. Do you hear how solid that is? Hey, Daddy, could you please plug my laptop in really quick? Because it's going to die, like randomly die. Like in 2 seconds, not even joking. Not randomly. I'm feeling a surge and it's at 29%, and that'll take out the whole laptop. Thank you, sir. Like, really, if there were one item here that you would use to defend yourself, would it not be this? He said something perverted. I can't tell you guys because there might be children in the room with you. So I figured I have a story about these cards. I figured I'd do some readings for people. I have a story about these cards. This was a deck like this was the very first deck I ever owned. It was gifted to me by a friend. This was years ago. This is when I was kind of at the height of being attacked energetically, like demonic attacks. Let's just be honest here. They were demonic attacks. And she gave this to me, and she's like, I had known her since high school, and we reconnected. And she's like, you're just, gifted. So here's some cards. I thought you'd like it. And they're goddess cards. And if y'all don't even know, I'm Catholic. That just feels like a lie. I was born and raised Catholic, baptized and confirmed, all my sacraments except for the freaking rites of death. And so I had this deck and I started playing with it. And I got really, really good at reading for people. And I would just read for friends and family. And I used to sleep with this under my pillow. I didn't know what I was doing. I really didn't know. So I didn't find out till years later. When you sleep with the cards under your pillow, your energy totally infuses with the cards. You then begin to just really, really be bonded with your cards. Well, I started traveling that year, and not too much, but I went to Hawaii for the first time as an adult with my family. And at that time, I didn't want anyone knowing that I had cards because I was still very much a part of the Catholic belief of this is evil. And it somehow ended up with me in Hawaii. So I started doing readings for my husband's family, and it was apparently accurate. And I was like, okay, well, that was fun. I'm not bringing these with me anywhere else after that. And then we, a few months later, ended up on a 3-month RV excursion coast to coast. And I was going through one of the bags, and I happened to find this again. And I was like, oh my God, why do these cards never want to be left at home? What is going on? And then my stupid ass, I started Googling some things. I scared myself, is what it is. I started looking things up on YouTube, Googling, and I scared myself. And what ended up happening, I convinced myself that demons were attached to the cards. Demons were attached to the cards and were trying to use it to geolocate me as I traveled. And I needed to get rid of them. And so I looked up how to cleanse yourself of demons. And, burning shit, that's a lie. Years later, I was speaking to a highly gifted friend of mine who also happens to know a lot about witchcraft and stuff. And she goes, oh, girl, tell me you did not burn those cards. I was like, I did. Are you proud of me? She goes, you just burned the hole open. I was like, what are you talking about? Whatever portal was being used, the fire holds it open. I was like, what? But here's the thing. So I know exactly where we were. We were about an hour away from Zion Park in Utah. We were at an RV park in Utah, and it was early in the morning, and I said, "Not today, Satan. Not today. You're no longer going to track me." I was really dramatic. I said, "In the name of Jesus Christ, I rebuke you and the cards. We're going to burn you. You're going to burn today, Satan." And then the cards, I looked out the front windshield of our RV because we're still parked. We're going to be there for the day. And I saw a family playing at their site. And I swear I heard the cards say, "Well, don't waste the cards. Give it away. That family looks like they'd enjoy the cards." And I was like, "Oh, you really are satanic." So I was like, "I can't burn you here where my mother will see me with tarot cards. I'm going to go all the way across to an empty area of this RV park, and I'm going to burn you." And the thing is, the cards wouldn't burn. I'm not even joking. I mean, these are not like the way the cards were made when they first came out. They were a lot thicker, and I don't know what it is. They were a little bit bigger, but I don't know if they had some flame retardant coating or something. The cards wouldn't burn, like literally. I had a lighter and I was like this, and it would just singe. It would just keep singeing. And I was like, "Oh my God, the devil doesn't want the cards to burn." And I got freaked out. So I left all the cards in the fire pit. I went back to the RV and I told my husband, "I need a torch," which I didn't have the torches that I have now, which are culinary torches. And so we had a butane. We had a butane pen. It's like a pen, but it spits out butane and it could be used as a torch. So I told him, "Get something flammable, a flammable liquid, pour it all over the cards and burn it." And he came back like an hour later. He's like, "Those things wouldn't burn." And I was like, "Oh my God, children will find it. They'll have demons." It was just some crazy ass shit. Long story short, eventually the cards were destroyed and then we left. Well, flash forward like 7 or 8 years later, and I never thought about the cards again after that. I was like, I'm back in the fold of the Christ. Just some crazy ass shit. Jesus has forgiven me. I've renounced and rebuked the influence of Satan. And I was serious too. And I went on with my life. And years later, I was talking to a friend who was a very balanced person. She's not crazy. She totally doesn't have like the hippie vibe and not the new age thing. I mean, she's into this kind of stuff, but she's, a regular person, no matter how you look at it. And she starts talking to me about cards. And at this point, I'm no longer afraid of the cards. I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I used to have cards and blah, 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 blah." And she tells me how like the cards take on the energy of the individual. And she's like, "Oh, those cards were probably really attached to you. They probably really loved you because, all of your energy is pretty potent." And I was like, "Oh, I guess." And I don't remember what it was I read, but I had this like really crazy ass aha moment because I had been looking into dragons for some time already. Dragons, obviously, you can't really burn them. They're immune to fire. And so I was reading something and we were having this conversation, and Archangel Michael starts talking to me and he's like, "Does it make sense yet? Do you realize how ridiculous you were being?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "That's your lineage. You were trying to burn yourself." I was like, "No, he wasn't. I was burning Satan from the cards." And he was like, "No, the cards were you. Your energy was in the cards. You are from Andara." And I was like, "What? What are you saying?" He was like, "You're so afraid of all these things. All these things are nothing but infused with you. They're your energy. You're afraid of yourself." I was like, what? I have dragon coating? It's like, you don't listen. No, say it again. I have dragon code. So yeah, apparently I do possess dragon coding within my morphogenetic template. I am immune to righteous fire. I was just like, what? I ruined the cards for nothing. He's like, I was trying to tell you, you were just rebuke this, rebuke that. Not today, Satan, not today. So now I gotta laugh about it because that was just some crazy shit. I wasted that gift, the cards, for nothing. So finally I rebought the cards because I was like, we need to just rewind this. We've accepted ourselves. We can do this now. So yeah, that was a really amazing way to learn firsthand that fear that we usually have. When it comes to things like this, it really is a fear of self, and that was one of the reasons I turned my back on organized religion. There was just too much fear being peddled, fear of self. Like nothing can infuse the cards that I won't allow. So I was like, I totally screwed myself. I was so afraid. I was so afraid. All right, guys. Missy! Oh my God. Missy, can I do a reading for you? I totally, the way I see it, there are dark things that exist. All things come from God. God's source, prime creator, whatever you want to call it. Everything was created by God. So everything that exists for a reason. Are you afraid of the things God creates? Do you feel like God wouldn't protect you? I mean, if you're devoutly religious, the whole point of your devout lifestyle is to reconnect with God, right? I mean, don't they teach that God loves you? So why would God try and hurt you? I just don't get it. Yes, she said yes. All right, let's see. Oh, this is so perfect for you. Irene, peace. There's no need to worry as everything is working beautifully. Oh, and she's even, what is that? Corn and grapes. You're about to have a party. You're about to just feast on the bounty of life. I'm told that the child is you, draped in royalty. Purple is a very royal color. You're almost done with the ascension cycle that you've been in. You're almost done with it. And so remember what you're clothed in. Okay, Missy? Let me get my other cards. All right. All right. For Missy. So yeah, that was my journey with cards. I realized after a time, you crazy girl, you crazy. You living in fear of everything. What is going on? So I got over it eventually. I got over it. It was just a learning process that I had to go through. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, let's see what I'm saying, Missy. Card number 7, Legacy of Light. 7 being the number of completion. You went from the child to the next level. And your understanding of the level above is definitely expanded. Evo! Okay, you guys. I'm just loving today. I'm just so loving today. Oh my God. Evo, guess what I my mailbox found yesterday. You guys, I have been thumbing through this book. It's written by Evo Nelson. Amazing, amazing book. The 10 Principles of a Love-Based Culture. I'm telling you, I'm already like, hold on. Listen to this. These are some profound words that you have, Evo. If you want to create a love-based culture, you either need to be an inherently selfless leader or be ready for a personal transformation that will obliterate your ego and desire for recognition, praise, and fame. Boom! I was like, oh my God. Oh. There's another one. Hold on. Most true leaders, though, eventually come to the realization that who they really are defines them as a leader. The authentic version of themselves, not the person hiding behind a veneer molded by a culture of rubber stamps. I'm like, oh my God, this is so effing profound. There was another one. Hold on. Where is it? Where did it fall out? I was like, oh my God, because all of this really can apply to, I think it fell out. I think it fell out. There was at least two more where I was like, I need to post on this. I need to just post on it. I love it, Evo. I love it. You guys, he just posted the link to purchase the book, www.evo.com. Amazing. Seriously, amazing. I was going to message you today. I got it last night. I don't know if they were hiding it or what. I was like, I thought you were lost. So I got it last night. Oh, gosh, you guys. I mean, really, though, life, business, friendships, whatever it is, everything, if you run it in a very love-based way, it thrives. You do more than survive. You enter the realm of thriving. And this book, oh my God, I'm definitely applying everything in here to any business dealings that I have, as well as applying it to real life. Hold on, I want to find that quote. It can't have been lost. Hold on. I was like, that is so motherfucking profound. Hold on. You know what? I'll find it and I'm gonna post it. I hope you don't mind. There were quite a few nuggets in here that really, really were like, oh my God, this so goes beyond a business model and really goes into the infrastructure of what we as beings of light are trying to create on this earth plane for all of humanity. It really rewinds the clock and takes back to a time where we existed in our totality. We existed centered in our truth. And the truth is, we are manifestations of love that became curious and decided to expand on itself. Beautifully written book. I highly, highly recommend it. Seriously. Oh, I'm not done reading it, but definitely I'm going to read it several times, because there were things that I was questioning about myself, and the timing of the arrival of the book was pretty synchronistic. There were several things I was questioning about myself, the way my company is run, the way I interact with people, clients, friends, family. And I was just like, I mean, that's too much. Like, it's just, you have to change something. This is not working. And then I read one of the first things when I opened the book, it basically addressed exactly what I was already thinking for myself. Like, I was trying to convince myself that I was wrong in the way I was approaching this business model. And then I read that one section and I was like, holy shit, this is the answer that I came up for myself. And I was trying to convince myself it was wrong, but it's not wrong. It's not wrong, because what I'm doing is more than a business. You know what I mean? It's way more than just,
I need to have profit and I need to be mindful of my losses. And this is so much more. This is beyond a business. It's a love-based culture. It really, really is. That's the name of the book, Love-Based Culture. And I love that he doesn't call it a love-based company or business, because it's a culture. We're bringing this culture back, and it's rooted very deeply in love, self-respect, respect for others, compassion for self, compassion for others, while also being mindful of how that compassion is expressed. I can't say enough good stuff about it. I really, really can't. Evo, thank you for the book, seriously. And if you guys want to get a copy, you can go to evo.com, ivo.com. I love it. I can go on and on. I didn't want to put it down last night. I was just like, what? This is what I was saying to myself. And I was like, no, girl, you don't know how to run a business. That's not how you run a business. And then I was like, but okay, fine. And then I read some of the stuff and I was like, I mean, you're ridiculously successful in the business world, like ridiculously successful. I think you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You did way more than just a small business. I'm just a little tiny shop person. And the level at which you operated, and you were able to still have it rooted in a love-based culture, that's pretty impressive, especially for the industry that you were a part of. I often saw that industry as devoid of any kind of love. And you've absolutely changed my mind. The perfection of your life. Evo, this card is for you, the perfection of your life. So as the storms pass, I'm not sure if you just recently finished going through something. As the storms pass, you'll recognize that it's cleared away the very things that no longer serve you in your path. And you have a very, very profound path. Very profound. The book that you wrote is definitely a confirmation of what I was already feeling about you. You have a very profound path. Aww. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and pull a few cards. It's already let me just see if I have a session starting. Okay, I have time to pull some cards. All right. I can't read that far, guys. I should probably put on my glasses. I don't know where my glasses are. Okay, well, that's lovely. I don't know where my glasses are. So let's see. Jennifer, Daniela, let's get you a card. Ooh, card number 25. Release the dark wounds, let love live. So, Jennifer, it seems as though you totally have been in survival mode, okay? Survival mode is like a fish out of water. It's time to put the fish back in the water. It's time to choose to thrive. You have to release the hurts that have caused you to enter this way of being. It's not a bad way of being, but it's a way of being that doesn't serve you. You're ready to move past it. And it's up to you if you want to choose to continue a little bit longer, or if you're really ready to go past it. I think you're ready. I definitely think you're ready. So let's see. I can't. Hey, Daddy. Can you see if my glasses are there? I cannot see for nothing. Let me see if my glasses are here. Nope. Did you? Oh. Just put all this back. Thank you, sir. All right. Let's see. Lisa Love. Lisa Love. Let's go ahead and get you a card. Ooh, you got 2 cards. Well, look at you. Trust yourself And every journey starts with a single step. Oh, but look, 31 and 12, 3, 1, 1, 2. Wow. Wow. I like that. I like that. So as you begin your journey, you'll question yourself. You'll question the steps that you take. You'll question if you're doing the wrong thing, if you've completely played yourself. You haven't. All of creation is standing behind you, pushing you forward and upward. Go for it. Go for it. Right now, I see you still as kind of considering the different options and oh, I don't know. But if you look at the bag you've packed, it's overflowing with magic. I mean, sorry about you being naked, but it's overflowing with magic, you know? And this is you actually naked in your own truth. You're standing naked in your truth and you're being divinely guided. Look at all that information entering the crown space, you know? And if you really want to take it a step further, see how there's a like a halo that's actually can be seen or interpreted as you being protected from interference in regards to the decision making. Okay, so just trust yourself, go with the flow, definitely go with the flow. Yeah, see, you don't know what steps to take. Free fall into your greatness, free fall into it. Okay, with what I'm doing now, I didn't know what steps to take. I really didn't. And yes, I still have a very long way to go, a lot of growth planned for this year. And I don't know how to go about doing it. And I told Soul, look, I'm not going to fight you anymore. If you want me to continue being publicly visible and continue with this work, then you either have to tell me exactly what to do or you need to bring the people into my life that know what to do. And I will blindly trust the direction that they send me. But you have to make it very clear this individual is someone that is a part of my spiritual circle. So Soul did. And so now, you know, I'm connected with several individuals who know what direction I should explore. You know, is what's planned going to be exactly what happens? No, but the general direction. And I know we're going to be guided by Soul, you know, as the projects begin to develop and we start taking the steps forward. Sometimes we'll need to take a small step to the left, sometimes a small step to the right. But regardless, I trust that I'm going wherever it is I need to go. And you have to begin doing that. Okay, Lisa? Let me see. Carrie Davis. Let's get you a card, Carrie. See? Carrie, have you been feeling okay? Have you been having headaches and like weird feelings in the chest, some tightness in the chest? You've been really tired and headaches. Someone bound you. Do I have your permission to undo what was done? I'm all sorts of triggered. Now I'm really triggered. I'm sure you've been aware you have dragon presence. They bound your dragons too. That's a big mistake. So if you're sensitive to energy, you might begin to feel tingly, a little bit of tingles on the lips, a little bit of cold. I've just flooded the entire field with energy. You might feel like ice fire sensation, like icy hot. Carrie, I've called the Andarans and I've requested that they follow the strings to whoever it was that did the binding. Andarans don't take kindly when their when their children are bound. So yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people gotta just stay in your lane, people. You don't have to bind other people just because you're jealous. Okay. Carrie can't help that she's a hottie. All right, let me, you have an idea. No need to retaliate. Don't engage. Okay, Carrie, I know that might be hard, but don't engage, don't retaliate. It's beneath you. And besides, the Andarans are taking care of it. All right, let's get you a card. Ew, 28, collaborative dreaming. So right now, Carrie, you have a platform from which to have a very solid voice that can be heard for miles and miles. What you're doing is helping to shape the dreams of the people who are not yet awake. So you have to continue doing what you're doing, okay? You have to continue what you're doing. Not everyone is ready to wake up. So by seeing your posts, by being present in your energy, you're helping to shape their dreams, not by force, not by coercion, not by any sort of manipulation or dark tactics, just by you existing in your authenticity. It's really inspiring them to begin dreaming a dream that will bring to fruition the very changes that humanity needs to bring us back to a love-based culture. What you're doing is amazing. It's amazing, Carrie. It's amazing. And I don't know if you're aware, because I've known Carrie for quite a few years. She knew me when I was still, oh my gosh. She knew me when I was still absolutely in fear of who and what I am. I don't think I ever told her, but she totally had a major role to play in me embracing who I am. 65% at 6:55 a.m. 11:11:5. Divine change. So Carrie, another card for you. Number 17, what is already with you? You're already a magical, magical person. Beyond. Oh, thank you. She says, no, but you've risen so much. I was so afraid. And then I saw you in your post and I was just like, well, Carrie's a badass. She's not evil. None of this could possibly be evil. So yeah, you really helped to shape my own journey. You really did. I like to give credit where credit is due. So that's what you do for so many people, Carrie. That's what you do for so many people. Oh, thank you. All right. So Lenore Sayers. Let's see. Ooh, number 15, big, bold vision. You're getting a lot of divine downloads coming in. Your eyes are wide open, but are you actually seeing, Lenore? Your eyes are glazed over. Okay, you're being distracted because you have the potentiality of actually, yeah, like you said, winning. You have such a tremendous charge that's already built up, and someone, I don't know which one, but you have to be mindful because it's trying to distract you. It's trying to drain some of that energy because that's the energy you're going to use to manifest. Is it the environment? That's probably why I can't discern. It's just like generalized. So I couldn't tell if it was a being or an individual. It might be a being that's affecting multiple individuals. But your eyes are open, but you have to choose to continue to see what the thing you have to focus on is, okay? You definitely have enough energy to manifest. If you're planning to move, oh, your mother, are you planning to move out? If you're planning to move, it's going to happen if you want it. Okay, it will happen. But if, whatever it is you're planning to do, to correct, to rebalance your life, it will happen, but you have to focus that energy, okay? Why, thank you, Miss Manny M. Would you like a card? So let's get Miss Manny M a card. Oh, you're studying kinesiology. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, Miss Manny M. Ooh. Okay. I flubbed. I pulled this card for you, but I was going to look through the whole deck to find this. But I think this is the card that you should have had. I saw this as I was shuffling the deck, and Michael said to pause, that's your card, and I just kept shuffling. I got excited. I was focused. I'm sorry. But this is your card. Well, both are your card. So the perfection of your life, and card number 30, the perfection of your life, and card number 20, softly, softly, the tender touch. Now, with this card, this talks about how a storm, when viewed from above, it looks like a beautiful, graceful dance of clouds. It looks beautiful. But when you're actually in the storm, it's quite a different experience. It's chaos, it's wet, you're soggy, it's miserable, right? So right now, things that are going on in your life is causing you to feel as though you're in a storm, soggy and miserable. But you have to take care to appreciate what that storm is gifting you with. It's clearing away the very things that no longer serve your purpose, no longer serve your journey. It's terraforming your mind. It is shifting your perception into something that is more in alignment with your growth. Now, I don't always focus on this. Oftentimes it doesn't even come up. But for you, it looks like fire, which ties in to this card, okay? 20, softly, softly, the tender touch. You have been so triggered by all of this stress that you are trying to continue swimming through. And what's going on is you're lashing out, which is absolutely understandable. It's absolutely understandable. You're not a bad person. You're overloaded, okay? But you have to take care because you have such an elevated energy. You really can just cut people down very easily with words. And I think that's what you've been doing recently as a way to cope, as a way to protect yourself. And so does that make you bad? No, it doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make you mean. It just means you need a reminder to return to a more compassionate way of communicating. And compassionate doesn't always mean speaking in soft tones and using a baby voice. It doesn't always mean that. Sometimes when people haven't learned boundaries, yeah, it is too many. You're overloaded. You're absolutely overloaded. I'll help you with that in a second. But sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do when you're communicating with someone else is to be firm. But it has to be what's appropriate for that conversation. Okay, mirrors, 70% at 7 a.m. See, mirrors. Completion, return to point of origination. Completion, return to point of origination. This is what your higher self is telling you. You're completing the cycle, return to your original state. Go back to the person that you were before you got triggered. And granted, you can't ever be that person again, but the way you used to cope, the way you used to interact with others was not as intense. It was not as cutting as it's been recently. And, again, it doesn't make you a bad person. It just, that was the only way you knew how to cope. Now you can do a different coping method, okay? So, you feel my energy? I was going to say, do I have permission to do a little bit of energy work on you? I want to do as your higher self was asking, drain some of the unnecessary energy, the excess, drain it back into Gaia and reestablish some balance within you. Is that okay with you? Okay. So breathe very deep and slow. Please make sure you're seated because you might get a little bit dizzy with this, okay? Just observing to make sure. I want you to see your hand closed very, very tight. As a matter of fact, I want you to take your right hand and make a very tight fist. Take a deep breath. Another deep inhale. And for this exhale, I want you to very slowly whisper Emmy. And as you whisper Emmy, open your hand very slowly. There you go. So you were trying to hold on to some of that intense energy because you're starting to get accustomed to being in a more frantic type of state. And so as you did that, you released and you let it go. Good job. Good job. Plum Ponce, let me pull a card for you. I was going to go, but I feel inspired. Plum Ponce. Let's get you a card. Sun's coming out. You're shaking. Breathe. Breathe very deep and slow. Ooh, card number 22. She feels, she knows. Boo. This cycle has totally battered you. You've been trying to really come out and be who you are. You've withheld quite a bit of your truth, your authenticity for most of your life. And you've reached a point where you're ready to shine, because you understand there's nothing wrong with you. There's something very, very beautiful about you. And as you've attempted to do this, I don't know if you're dealing specifically with a narcissist or if it's just you're dealing with a narcissist. There's a narcissist in your life and they see you taking back your power, starting to stand and be independent. And as some of you might know, narcissists have flying monkeys. And at first they won't attack you. The narcissist won't attack you directly. Instead, if it will further their plan, they'll go ahead and send the flying monkeys to begin getting you to question yourself and doubt yourself. And I think this is a cycle that you're about to begin. Okay. If you're not already started on it, I think you should get ready. You're definitely going to survive this and you're going to do more than survive. You're going to thrive at the end of it, but it might be a rough few weeks. Okay. Gosh, I wish I had something more cheerful to tell you. But I guess your soul is wanting you to be prepared, at least mentally, for the potentiality of not so nice interactions with others. But look, you have a peacock feather. Peacocks are not ashamed that they're bougie ass birds. You can be spiritually bougie, but just be ready, okay? Definitely be ready. The number 22 is about guidance elevated. So I think your higher self is guiding you to try and avoid whoever this is. I don't think they've shown who they are yet, like their true face. I think it's someone that you trust quite a bit, and that they're about to show you. It's almost this feeling like you've gone above what they know they can go to or reach energetically, spiritually, socially. And so now it's going to begin the process of trying to tear you down so they can stay on top. And some people are like that. Hello, Adele Lopez. Hello, Michelle Henry. I do have a card for you. You're wondering if David is coming back to you. It is a dirty game sometimes. Yeah. I don't like when people are like that. We're all magical. Okay. Michelle. Oh, you're not going to like this answer. Card number 11, diving for light. So, Michelle, the whole thing with David is really to get you into a mental and emotional space where you're surrounded by darkness. Okay, it's almost like a dark night of the soul type of circumstance. And this is to get you to learn the gravity of your light, to get you to figure out who you are, help you to remember the greatness that you are. David is not someone you're supposed to focus on. Okay, David is supposed to help you be inspired to focus on yourself. I know that's not what you were wanting to hear. You're not going to want to hear this either. You guys, if you ask me for a card and you ask a specific question, be careful what you ask me, because I'll always tell you the truth. David's not very honest. About what? I don't want to know. I am not going to look into that, but David is not very honest. That's all I can say. David is not very honest. Okay? So allow him to gift you with what he came into your life to gift you, an opportunity to grow massively. This is a step, nothing more. It's just a step to get you higher in your inner and understanding of yourself and your life. Someone else comes along though. Okay? Someone else comes along. Someone that likes to tell the truth. This person is a funny person. Their energy, it's a very fun one. They help you to forget about all the ways in which things in the past didn't work out the way you wanted to. And those things didn't work out the way you wanted to because those people were not capable of having the kind of relationship bond that you want and need. And that's why it didn't work out. It's not because you did anything wrong or you didn't do enough or this or that. If people are dishonest, it's because that's who they are. They're dishonest people. And unfortunately, David doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what he wants in life, and he's very afraid of his own path. And right now, what you need is to focus on your path instead of getting dragged down the road with David. He doesn't know where he's going. Okay? And I hope this gives you a little bit more clarity for your own path and helps you process the emotions that come with hearing what I had to say. I'm sorry. I know it's difficult for most people to hear my readings when it comes to that type of question because I'll always be honest. I'll always. Let me get a card. And this is for everyone. This is a message from our collective higher self for today. Let's go ahead. Ooh, okay. I thought I was done shuffling. They said one more time. Okay. Better be a good card. Let's see. All the cards are good cards from this deck. Oh, see what I'm saying? Card number 21, Sacred Phoenix Heart. Let me just say this, okay? It's a well-known thing that a phoenix rises from the ashes. But you guys, no one ever said the phoenix rises only from their ashes. Sometimes the phoenix will rise from the ashes of bridges that have been burned. Sometimes the phoenix will rise from the ashes of the old parts of yourself, old friendships, old relationships. So don't think that you have to fully destroy yourself in order to rise. Sometimes it's inevitable. That destruction is a required part of that rise. But sometimes the phoenix rises because it's no longer weighed down by the obligation of your loyalty to something that doesn't deserve your loyalty. Loyalty must be earned, okay? Loyalty is not love. Love is not needing to be earned. It just is. By virtue of your existence, you are worthy of love. Loyalty, on the other hand, they need to earn that. So, unless they've shown you that they can be responsible with your loyalty, then you have to question what exactly are you being loyal to, okay? If it's not reciprocated, if the loyalty is not reciprocal, question that, because that's not worthy. So, under the cover of blood, love veils many rose gardens. In total faith, love tenderly guides every lover to the garden of the heart. Reason says the world is limited in 6 directions. There is no way out. Love says there is a way, and I have traveled it many times. How I adore your defiant, rebellious heart. It knows that what for the mind is an end is for the heart simply another match to ignite the sacred flames. It eats of love until it's filled and then becomes hungry again and eats some more. And again and again, it eats of love until it's so full it must simply explode into a sacred fire of passion. It bursts, incapable of sustaining old consciousness, and the expanse of blessings unlimited, lavished upon it through the great beloved's affection. It would be like attempting to fit an ocean in a teacup. So it does not. It bursts forth like a dying star into spectacular radiance, only to be reborn again, new and hungry for the next feeding frenzy in love's great banquet. How I adore your defiant, spectacular heart. Love guides us through travails that seem improbable, if not impossible. It does not shy away from any challenge, from any cause. It cannot. It is just love's way. Love says to us, there is always another way. You are receiving this guidance now. Ooh, I love this card. I love this deck. I so love this deck. You guys, we are all descendants of the Phoenix. I'm telling you. We are all descendants of the Phoenix. This is the very reason why life cannot destroy us without our permission and participation. Okay? No PPs. No permission, no participation. No to the PP for things that hurt unnecessarily. So unless you're going to give permission, either through fear or lack of action, and unless you're going to participate, it can't be allowed to happen to you. It just can't. Remember that. When you find yourself in a circumstance that you're sure is not growing you, that's just unnecessary. And sometimes the things that hurt the most are absolutely necessary. Okay. But when you see it's like nonsensical drama, don't participate. Don't be a part of it. Don't give permission. Don't participate. It's very, very easy. It's very, very simple. And for those who have been a part of my journey on Facebook, I mean, all of 2018 was a year of people just talking mad shit about me who don't know me, who have never interacted with me. Do I have to defend myself? Do I have to address it publicly? No, because I always exist within my authenticity. So if you want to believe that, then you were never interested in learning the truth of who I am. And if you were never interested in learning the truth from me, myself, isn't it a waste of time for me to try and explain to you something you're not willing or able to understand? So that's unnecessary. And I know a lot of that behavior is going on beyond Facebook. So just remember that. You don't have to correct people's perceptions of you, because the people who would believe the lie have already been forming opinions about you, judgments and condemnations. And honestly, They were just looking for confirmation to validate and justify their unjustified hatred of you. And if that's the case, why bother? Just like a phoenix rising, cut that dead weight and rise. Okay? You guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. No drama, nothing but growth. Saturn, please calm your energies down. Please, Saturn, calm your energies down. Hey, this is a good time to end it. 81% at 717. That's 888. Reunification raised up to ascended master status. Reunify your parts and do more than survive. It's beginning to be clear that everyone is ready to do more than survive. It's time to thrive. That's something you have to choose to do. Thrive, you guys, thrive. From the deepest depths of my heart's ocean, I love you guys very, very much. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. If this video resonates, thumbs up, turn on the notification bell because I don't do schedules. I just pop on whenever I feel like it. Bye, guys. How do I end this? Ooh, I see. Jody says, own the shit. The shit is the manure, which is the fertilizer, which grows you. Definitely own the shit.